Good afternoon. Welcome to Math 9 in the PM. I'm your host, Joe Sedek. You guys are writing this down? I'm going to pause because we already talked about good things happening to a bad guy, bad things happening to a good guy. We're going to double check them. You guys should be able to answer these. You're not waiting for me to do this. I'm going to pause the video. We're going to take these up probably in 30 seconds. Shouldn't take too long. You probably don't even need a calculator. I'm going to ask that table for, actually, within that set of tables. Back table, answer for the first one. Out loud, either one. It's 2 times 3 every time, it's the sign. 6 is going to be a given. Is it positive or negative 6? Back table, one of you. Not all at once. Okay. I'm going to think of this way. This is positive 2 because it has moves. So if I want to think this, I'll say positive 2 times minus 3. So I'm thinking, good thing happens to a bad guy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Sarah? Bad, so it's negative. This is why we're checking. Okay. So this is negative 6. Maddox and Terry. One of you guys. Yeah. Negative 6 because negative 2 times positive 2. So I think bad thing happens to a good guy. Oh, pretty good guy. Bad thing happens to me, that's bad. Big. C. 3 to choose from. Yeah? You have a choice. You can go like this, or you can put the plus sign on. I'm going to put it in disappearing name because I don't need it. But it's still 100% if you do it either way. And that would be the old bad thing happens to a bad guy. Maybe you don't like him, I'm a bad guy. Watch me, I slip on a banana. Hilarious. Okay. Next. I just erased, and I did this one. What I did before I started recording was I worked through these, each one of these example sections. If you are paying attention, write each power as multiplication. You know, I said something times something times something 3 times or 4 times, depending on the example. And then come up with the numbers. That's where you're going to pay attention to the positives and the negatives, whether they're in the bracket or not. Did I give you guys a positive video? You guys are going to work through this, right? And we'll take it up together. It shouldn't be too bad because we just went over it and just erased. This is a recap where I kind of went over this before. This means negative 2. I use the brackets. Now this time I won't put the multiplication sign in between. You can, you don't have. Negative, negative, negative. An odd number of negatives, so minus 8. In this case, 4 of them. Put a plus sign in front of it. Is there a question about this? Did you pick up on this when you did it earlier? This would be the perfect one.
And Zoe Gillen. Zoe Gillen. Thank you.
And I can talk about you not after the long way. What do you have written down? Yeah. Can you guys quickly do these, extend your skills, and just mix those 2 rules together? See what we get for E and F. I'll give you a minute. And if you're stumped, I will help. That's my job, actually, is to help. Right. It's still frozen. This, I'm combining both of the methods here. We have the minus sign that's in front, and then minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. So, what's in the brackets comes out to be negative 8, correct? But I still have this, and I'm going to do it in 2 steps. You don't need to do it in 2 steps, but just so you understand. So that's -8 from all the 2's. And when the minus sign in front, it's really +8 in the end. I don't need the plus sign there, I'm just emphasizing. How many people did that? +8. So that's something we're learning. I think there's probably more than 2. You didn't need this middle step here. If you understood that, you could have skipped from here to there. That's fine. As long as you're getting the right answer all the time. Now, this is the same thing. You might already adjust your answer. That middle step, I don't really need. I could just write down the rules. How do we feel about that one? Good. Terry. Good. All right. Okay. Done? We're good? I'm going to flip the page then. We finished yesterday's questions. You guys have this handout, correct? Who wasn't here yesterday? Oh, it was Monique. You weren't here yesterday, is that right? I'm going to get you a handout. But on this, I'm going to cover up the answers that I have. Write each power as repeated. That just means like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 or whatever many exponent times. Then use repeated multiplication to show why 6 to the 4 is not the same as 4 to the 6. Write as a power. If you have 4, 4, 4, 4, you know, those kind of things. I think you guys should be able to do this. So I'm asking you. That's what you're going to do for the next 25-ish minutes. A little boring. Pause the video. So you were just asking about 15, right? The first one or the second part? A or B? Okay. Georgie Vancouver, Dutch explorer. Commemorated his 250th birthday. Poor guy's dead, I think. Fun birthday present. Jeez. If you're going to give me a birthday present, do it before I die. Don't wait till I'm 250 years and under the dirt. Anyway, they created a $1.55 stamp. How many stamps are in a 3x3 block? Write the number of stamps as a power. I think you already get it, don't you? You know how when you buy stamps, you can buy them one at a time, but you can buy a booklet of stamps. Got it already, right? 3 squared. 9 stamps times $100, $1.55, then it's the value. The other one's almost the same. I think it was a 4x4 block. Yeah. You don't have to draw it, but I wanted you to visualize it. This is question 15. Are you up to that? Well, you can do them out of order. Do 15 right now. So it doesn't matter that the guy's name is George Vancouver or that 250 years. How many stamps are in a 3x3 block of stamps? Okay, 3x3. 3 up. 3 across. How many stamps is that? Well, that's small enough to be counted. But if you were going to use an expression, because we're learning about exponents right now, what would that expression be? A power. 3 to the power of 2 squared. So I'd say there's 3 squared stamps. That counts it up. Now, this is quick enough you can count it visually. But when it's 17 by 17 or something, I would use a count. I would not draw it and count. Right? the value of these stamps is $1.55 at 99 stamps. You take your times 10 is 15. So 14.50, 13.95. Is that right? Thank you. I try to do mental math because mental sometimes make you go crazy. Now, I don't think it's unreasonable to ask you guys to finish these up. Hopefully, some of you are done because I know you're on this question. I am going to quickly flash some answers. Yes, Chris. I forget what I wrote down. 14 A, C, E, F, G. So because I gave you the handout, you could have just circled right on the sheet, but if you wanted to jot that down. 16, B, D, and E only. I'm going to just show you the answers to 9, 11, or, you know, the ones you needed to do. 9, 11, 12. And I'm going to record it right now, or it is recording. Since it is recording, these are on the video. So if you don't get it all jotted down, you can just go to YouTube. I'll be posting it. Actually, this I'll post right after because I don't have one in the room. Now I'm going to scroll up past 9 and 11. There's 13, 14. I just did 15 started. When you get the textbook, the answers are going to be in the back file. Yes? I'm going to scroll back up and see in a second. Somebody has a message they forgot to turn off. BDE for 16. I will just flip over here. By the way, A and B are the same question, just different place for the stamps and the 4x4. B, D, and E. And evaluate means actually type in your calculator 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 to the power of 7. Don't do it in your head. You'll go berserk. No. Okay. So I'm expecting you to use a calculator.